Oh, this is awesome. We were playing with robots this morning on the Morning Brew with Friends. This is great. I think the robots are my new best friends. This is so much fun. So we're joined by Shelley and Mackenzie Grunig you are the director of Be Greater Than Average. And this is a cool program. It's a camp for kids where you learn to make robots.
Exactly, yeah. Just really a program designed to really raise the bar for students across the state and the country.
I love this. How did you get into the robot thing, though?
Well, I was actually, for the past 10 years, I've been coaching a team, and it was sort of born out of the fact. It was born out of the fact that I'm a homeschool mom, and was trying to figure out how I could do some hands-on fun learning of science and math with my kids. So Mackenzie has an older brother, and he's now at college in Wisconsin. But I started it with just 3 kids and another mom, and it's kind of grown from there.
And how large is the camp now?
Well, the camps, the team started offering camps about 5 years ago, and we have served over 600 students from across the state and
How many robots have you guys built?
A lot.
A lot.
I've lost count of the number of robots.
Are these the 2 newest, or are these?
Yes, these are this past year's competition. The team itself competes. So I offer camps through Be Greater Than Average, and then in the fall they compete. So both of these robots have been in competition.
That's very cool.
And in fact, the team for that robot over there, the Move robot, took first place this year in the region, beating out all of Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico.
Photo, like you guys with the robotics trophies. That is very cool. Are the trophies
2 years of history.
Do the trophies have little arms and stuff on them, or are they more traditional trophies?
No, but they tend to break. Yeah, they have names. They have names. Maybe the robots don't always.
So Mackenzie, you worked on this one, I know, and the Move robot, right?
Yes.
And so what did they do, and how did you, for the competition really too, they have. Take me back a couple of seconds here, because they're designed for a competition where you have to lift and move and do stuff, right?
Yes.
So how did you end up building these and getting into this?
Well, they're actually 2 separate different competitions. So my personal favorite competition is the one that we compete with that robot.
The big robot.
Yes, because it's not just about the robot. It's about how we give a presentation, we build a website, we make commercials.
Give them a Twitter
account. Exactly. We do advertisement. And that's kind of where our camps come from, because we don't just build robots, and that's what makes our camps unique, because we bring in lots of other elements and make students build a business and not just a robot.
Ah, okay. So, yeah. Very cool. And the Move robot then, what was its business?
It was called Project Move, and our theme was superheroes.
Oh.
So we all got to wear
that's why it's got the lightning bolts and the big M. I get it now. Very cool. And this one, what was it designed to do?
It was just...
It's got this crazy claw on it. I love that.
Yes, which is all sort of tethered up because we use it for robot demonstrations now, and it's very hard to, it's pretty hard to master the driving of this one. It's more autonomous.
Does it take a lot of practice to learn to drive these things?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Drivers are required over 100 hours of practice.
That's more than I had for my driver's license.
That's a good point.
Right.
And this one, you say is autonomous. So that means it's like the Roomba that just goes all around.
Yeah,
right?
it's programmed to do certain things autonomously, and then there is a radio remote control function. But you know, the neat part about the camp is the different camps. We're offering like over 9 of them this summer. They're 3-day camps, and kids don't have to be experts at all. In fact, they don't have to know anything.
Because you teach them everything.
In, right. And you know, for this one, we're using things that you can find in your garage, along with power tools. You know, obviously this one we're not using power tools on, but the other robot, students use drills and soldering irons and you know,
and you
rotary
trust high school
tools.
students with drills and soldering irons?
We trust any kid 10 and older, actually, and we have pretty strict safety rules. Kids, you know, I really believe that they perform as your expectations, so I expect them to be safe. And if they're not, I'm happy to call mom and dad to come get them. But we've never had any problems.
Well, I love this. You guys just went through the CNM, had the Business Accelerator program called the Ignite program.
Yes.
And how did you guys find this, and what did that take you through?
Sure. Well, Mackenzie actually found it. She's a CNM student, so she had seen it, and she sent it to me and said, we should apply to do this. So just really sort of challenging ourselves to to be greater than,
Yeah, of course.
be greater than average, and be greater than maybe some of our own expectations. So,
well, the Ignite program, I love this. It's very cool. CNM decided, as part of the whole basically Innovate Corridor and Innovate District in Albuquerque,
Right.
they were going to help small businesses that are startups like you guys,
Uh-huh.
basically learn a little bit more about business, and took basically it was like what 10 different new businesses
Right.
through this whole process. We had the folks on who make the pickles the other day.
yes,
They were
yes,
fun. They're also
Angie,
yes. And they're also graduates of the program. What did
Yeah.
you guys learn in that? Because I know the second cohort, they're getting ready to start the second class right now.
Right.
Is this
Yeah.
something you guys say
People should apply for that
any
this week.
any startup should go?
Absolutely. I think it's valuable no matter where you're at in the startup phase. You know, we had already had some things in place, but it really just helped us to reach out to a whole new level and set up new systems so that we really could not just benefit, you know, the city of Albuquerque and Rio Rancho where we're from, but really from the state of New Mexico.
And do a whole lot more.
Being entrepreneurs. And actually part of my vision here eventually is to offer some camps for kids, entrepreneurs, because
Oh,
there's
cool.
a lot of them out there.
Kids who want to go into the robot business?
Either that or, you know, like Mackenzie said, those other facets of our competition and our camp, you
Yeah.
know, kids in marketing, kids in media, kids are doing some amazing things.
Very
and,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have a video that you guys sent in. This is
Yes.
great. And the video shows, I think, some of these robots in competition. Which one of these robots did you guys work on here? The green one or the pink one there?
Well, they're all camp robots.
Oh,
So
these are all your camp
students.
robots.
These students built those robots
That's
and then
amazing.
competing. This
Yeah.
was our very first camp, so things have gotten a little bit more complicated since then. But those were student built.
Very
Right.
cool. What
In
was
2
what were the-
days,
What were
so.
these robots trying to do there? Looked like they were trying to scoop up all those little
Yes,
ping pong balls?
it was. I think it was bug collection, and the golf balls were the bugs that they had
of
to clean up.
course.
So it all has a theme to it.
Right. We use a different science theme each,
Yeah.
At each
each
time.
time for each camp.
That's
yeah.
very cool.
So
What's the next camp?
it's all about windmills and wind turbines
renewable
and
energy.
renewable
Oh,
energy.
very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So
Very cool. So how many of these robots could be solar powered?
well, I think all of them could absolutely,
Yeah.
or you know,
Yeah.
but
I noticed they have batteries on them too.
yes.
So
Yes.
what goes into something like this, Mackenzie? I'm looking at this thing, and the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I don't recognize any of these parts. This is not stuff that like I would see at Radio Shack. This is not stuff that I would see like, you know, at Home Depot. I mean, where do you get all this stuff?
Well, the company Vex makes them, and you order them online, I suppose. We
Yes.
use the same electronics on the other robot. We just don't use.
There's a controller board that has all the basics. I noticed in
Yes,
the
yes.
actual control handle kind of has a Xbox-like feel to
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is our vortex
Yes.
right here, and that they transfer signals to one another to tell each other what to do.
Very cool. So how much time did it take to build something like this robot?
This one took a little less time, I think, than our other one. This will probably. What do you think? Maybe
Is
like
it months
Yeah.
and months? Or?
No, actually, you know, with the competitions, they're all sort of limited on time. This one,
Okay.
you have a lot more time. The other robot, you have 42 days.
Oh,
They
that's
tell
it?
you what the robot has to do. You don't know until day one.
Wow.
You find out, and then 42 days later, the robot's competing.
Wow.
So it's all about problem solving and really managing resources and getting work done. This robot, we used a smaller group of, it was actually built by junior high students. And they probably spent just about 20 hours maybe building, planning and building. And it actually came in second place for the very first competition that we were ever in for
That's very cool.
this year.
So do you start the camp to be greater than average at the beginning of those 42 days, or do you start in the middle
No,
of that
yeah, it's
42
kind of
days?
confusing. So we do the camps in the summer
Okay.
when the team's not competing.
Okay.
So during that 42 days, that's in the fall, and it's the competition period.
Okay.
So we're kind of busy in 42 days trying to, build our robot. So that's the other really fantastic part about the camps that we're about to offer. They're staffed by students that are part of these award-winning teams. this award-winning team here in Rio Rancho. And we compete down at New Mexico State University in the Boosting Engineering, Science, and Technology program.
And I'm assuming a lot of the students from the camps go into engineering and science and the STEM fields, which are the big buzzword that we've got.
Yes. Well, and it's just a lot of fun. You know, a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to use power tools these days.
Right.
So it really is a lot of fun to get them to tinker and make. And I'm sure you're familiar with the kind of the maker movement.
Oh, absolutely.
And people becoming producers rather than just consumers.
Right.
And so these are all just really important characteristics that we're trying to develop through the camps.
Well, I love it. We're going to come back with some more people who are also producers, some folks from the the Albuquerque Museum of Art, and we're talking about how they had the big fundraiser last week, the Shake and Not Stir. We're talking about that and a whole lot more on the Morning Brew with Friends.